All right, so this is example 2. We're just going to run through it. You'll do your second student problem, and then that'll be the Edpuzzle question at the end, and then we're going to do an exit ticket after this. So basically, for this equation, we're looking at f of x is equal to negative x squared plus 6x plus 9. So we're going to say a is equal to a negative 1. B is equal to 6. And then C is equal to 9. All right. So when A is, so it's a negative 1. So when it's negative, it means that it's unhappy, right? It's an unhappy face. So what is it, a maximum or a minimum? Or the Y values? This is the same as if you threw a ball up in the air, it's going to come down. So there's a maximum height. So this is one where your vertex is your maximum, okay? So we're going to have our vertex be our maximum. So we know it's maximum. So now we're going to do axis of symmetry. Whoa, went down too far. All right, so axis of symmetry. So all we're going to do is we're going to plug in our values for B and A into the equation, and we're going to see what we get. So we get a negative 6 divided by 2 times, and this is a spot where you don't want to make a mistake, a negative 1. All right, remember to bring that negative sign down. So we got negative 6 divided by negative 2. Negative divided by a negative gives me a positive, so I'm going to end up with a positive 3. Okay. When I do that, I'll end up subbing in my 3 in for all my x values here in my variable x. So function notation, f of 3 is equal to negative 3 squared plus 6 times 3 plus 9. It's important that you remember to leave that negative outside the parentheses. First, we're going to square that number, then we're going to apply the negative that's there. So we end up with a negative 9 plus 18 plus 9. So minus 9 plus 9, those cancel out. We're left with 18. So our vertex is going to be 3, 18. All right, that's our turnaround point. That means if they ask us what our maximum is, let's see, we're going to put in 18. Okay. Next, we'd be asked what our domain is. Domain is all real numbers. Remember, we can use that symbol as well, the special R, to represent all real numbers. And then last, what's our range? So how high does this ball go up? Think of it like that. So it goes all the way up, it comes down. So our range, and with a parabola, when we throw a ball up in the air, definitely it's going to hit the ground. It can't go down anymore. But when we do this parabola with this problem, no word problem part of it to put any constraints, the ball can go forever towards negative infinity, right? But it can only go up as high as that y coordinate of our vertex. So it can only go up to 18. So the way we're going to write that is y is less than or equal to 18. So, right, so y has to be less than 18. So now what I'm going to have you guys do is for the Edpuzzle, you're going to do this problem right here. Just remember to take into account that negative 2 when you put it down the A. 2 times negative 2, it should give you negative 4 for your denominator, so make sure you're bringing that negative 2 down, okay? So that'll be the end of the video, and then we'll move on to an exit ticket.